So, here we are with the list of those suitors who have come to marry Portia in this scene 2 of Act 1. Kindly have a look. We have first Napoleon Prince, then we have County Palatine, Monsieur Lebon, Falconbridge, Scottish Lord, Duke of Saxony's nephew. These are the 6 suitors who have come to marry Portia. These are the 6 ones who are described in this scene. And you will be asked about 5 suitors only, any of these 5 suitors. This particular video is going to be the heart and soul for scene 2 of Act 1. So kindly pay attention. In the previous video we discussed that Portia tells her friend Nerissa to name them one by one and she will disclose what she feels for them. The first name that comes from Nerissa, she names Napoleon Prince. Napoleon Prince. There was an ancient country, Naples. So here we have a prince who have come from the country of Naples. What Portia feels for him? This man means Napoleon Prince. According to Portia, what he does that he takes care of his horse too much. He happens to be a prince, but he, Napoleon Prince, he takes care of his horse so much that he even shoes him by himself. What Portia thinks that this tendency of a prince of shoeing his horse by himself is not up to the mark. After all, a prince is a royal character. He is a part of royalty. So how can he express this kind of gesture in the public domain? It is against the very dignity of a prince. And on top of that, she even does not like this habit of Napoleon Prince to be engrossed in love for his horse. And at the end, she even claims that she suspects the mother of Napoleon Prince must have played something false with an iron smith. Though this line has been added just to create fun, just to create laughter, but the sum and substance is this, that Portia does not like a person who happens to be the caricature of a prince and he finds himself engrossed in love for his horse that he even shoes himself. The first one is rejected. Next person is County Palatine. Palatine is the ancient name of Germany, and count is a kind of rank and honor. So this aristocratic person has come. He enjoys the rank of count and he happens to belong to Germany. What about him? Let's see. Here we have yes. I read this speech for you. He does nothing but frown, as who should say, "Ah, you will not have me choose." He hears merry tales and smiles not. I fear he will prove the weeping philosopher when he grows old, being so full of unmannerly sadness in his youth. This man is fond of frowning. Frowning means to reflect angry expression like this. So what he does, every time he appears to be very angry, and Portia, she thinks that he, means County Palatine, he reflects such kind of anger as if he wants to say that if you don't want to marry me, then go and find somebody else, as if he is quite sure that Portia or any woman won't find a person who is of match of this person, County Palatine. One more thing, Portia fears that if he is so angry when he is quite young, then by the time he turns old, he will transform himself into the weeping philosopher. He will be extremely sad, and life cannot be spent with a person who is extremely angry, and once he is extremely sad when he grows old. That's why Portia claims that I would rather like to marry the dead skull, the sign of danger, like this. I would rather like to marry the dead skull, but I would never marry these two suitors, County Palatine and Napoleon Prince. Third we have Monsieur Le Bon. Monsieur is an expression, French expression for Mr. and Le Bon is his name. Now this person, according to Portia, he happens to be a blend, mixture of both the suitors above. Napoleon Prince, who is known for loving his horse, County Palatine, who is known for frowning. Portia says that Monsieur Le Bon loves his horse more than Napoleon Prince, and he frowns more than County Palatine. One more thing. This man is such a stupid person that when he does not find any person to fight with, what he does? He starts fighting against his own shadow. That means he is such a disgusting person that nobody likes to meet him, nobody likes to talk to him. He is also fond of imitation. He starts imitating the person who he meets. And when a bird, throstle, sings, this gentleman starts dancing. And Portia believes that the best I can do for myself is to avoid this person from marrying. Because if I marry this person, I will have to tolerate 20 husbands at the same time. 20 husbands, guess how? Because the person he meets, he will start behaving like that person. So, Monsieur Le Bon is also doesn't enjoy any credibility from Portia's side. After that, we have Falconbridge. This gentleman has come from England, and Portia says that he happens to be a perfect match for me. But the problem is that there is a communication breakdown, because Falconbridge he speaks in English and Portia knows Latin, French and Roman, but she does not know how to speak in English. So what happens? Both of them, they communicate through gestures, sign languages, that makes Portia feel quite bored. And on top of that, this gentleman, Falconbridge, he is obsessed, reflecting that how many countries he has traveled, because he has a bonnet of another country, upper garment from other country, he has a hat from Germany. So he is in full display of his collection of attires. He dresses himself in a very odd manner, and Portia believes that this man does not reflect anything that may prove that he is a true Englishman. So therefore, I would not like to marry a person who does not reflect anything from the country he was born and brought up, but rather he reflects the tendencies and cultures of other countries that he has traveled across. After that, we have the Scottish Lord. To understand what she feels about a Scottish Lord, you will have to get the history of 100-Year War. It was a two-sided war fought between three countries. England on one side, Scotland and France on the other side. France decided to help Scotland to take its revenge from England. But this time, the combination of Scotland and France got defeated even more badly. So what Portia thinks, she thinks that Scotland is a country that is living at the charity of its neighbor, that is France. And I won't consider any suitor who comes from Scotland, because this country has no value of itself. It is living at the charity. That's why it does not deserve my attention. Then we have Duke of Saxony's nephew. This man is a sponge, drunkard. Early in the morning, he starts drinking. Portia finds that this man is little worse than a beast. I just read it for you. Just a minute. So that I may give you the complete meaning of it. Yes, here it is. Very vilely in the morning when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon when he is drunk. When he is best, he is little worse than a man. When he is worst, he is little better than a beast. And the worst fall that ever fell, I hope I shall make shift to go without him. What Portia believes, that when this gentleman, Duke of Saxony's nephew, when he is at his best, then he is slightly better than the beast, and when he is at his worst, he is slightly lesser than a man. So this person falls in the category of neither humans nor beasts. It is an insult to that person that this person is a human being just because he has taken birth in a human clan. Otherwise, there's nothing that may prove that he is a human being. And that is why Portia claims that when he is at his best, he is lesser than a man, and when he is at his worst, he is slightly better than the beast. So this person does not deserve any attention from Portia's side. He is a complete drunkard, and Portia also believes that the worst thing that I could have ever imagined would happen to me has happened, because such a drunkard has also come to participate in the lottery of caskets. So these were the suitors. After this, Nerissa, she breaks a good news for Portia, and she says that, my dear lady, you need not to be scared or worried, because these suitors, they have decided to go back to their respective countries. Why? Because the conditions before entering into the lottery of caskets are so tough that these people thought it's better to go back to their respective countries. Portia feels happy for these suitors, and she also feels happy for herself, because there was none for whom Portia she may find herself disappointed or sad. And after that, she gives two references that I have given. One is of Sevilla and the other is of Dinah. What she says, if I were to live as long as Sevilla, I would die as chaste as Dinah. Try to understand. Sevilla, she was a Roman worshipper who worshipped Lord Apollo. And after being pleased, Lord Apollo asked her to get a handful of sand. The moment she did what he declared, now the number of sand grains in your fist shall be the number of your years you are going to live. So she literally stands for immortality. She is immoral, though she is not, but she enjoys a huge, extremely long span of life. What Portia means to say that even if I live as many years as lived by Sevilla, I will die as chaste as Dinah. Dinah, the goddess of chastity, the goddess of virginity. So why Portia thinks that she would die as chaste as Dinah? Because none of the suitors would dare to enter into the lottery of caskets, and that is why she would be forced to die unmarried. And that's why she claims, if I were to live as long as Sevilla, I would die as chaste as Dinah. And after that, what happens? That Nerissa, she reminds her that you need not to be disappointed. I remember a man, the Marquis of Montferrat, the title given to a high-profile Venetian who once visited your father. She is talking about Bassanio. Portia feels pleased. That gives the audience a hint that she is equally in love with Bassanio, the way Bassanio is in with Portia. And then the servant comes who brings the news that a new suitor, who happens to be a prince from Morocco, he is about to arrive. Hopefully, by the time of evening, he would be here with us. Now, Portia, she says that I don't know what should I do. Whether I should celebrate the departure of 4 suitors who have gone, or I should make mourn for the upcoming suitor who is about to come and give me the same kind of trouble. And here we find the end of the scene. Now I would suggest that go through the scene properly, read the text, watch these videos, and when you watch them, have a text in your hand so that you may read line by line and analyze whatever we have discussed it properly. And if still you find any doubt, kindly consult me. Thank you very much, class.